A new COVID vaccine enters the market, updated COVID numbers in Oklahoma, and a brand new skate park in Norman. This is OU Nightly. Thanks for joining us for OU Nightly. I'm Kelsey Hovanetz.
And I'm Madisyn Lewis. We begin tonight with another skyrocketing number of COVID cases in Oklahoma. Here's where the numbers stand. There are a total of 29,157 active COVID cases in Oklahoma right now. The state health department reports 2,729 new cases reported today. Also, there are 10 more deaths reported today, bringing the death toll in the state to 1,538. Doctors continue to say wearing a mask is the best way to prevent the spread of the virus, along with not gathering in groups of more than 10 people.
That message was echoed again today by Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt. He held a news conference announcing new guidelines for the state as the COVID cases continue to rise.
The number of people hospitalized with COVID-19 in the state of Oklahoma has gone up 19% just in the last week.
And ask and request that all restaurant workers wear masks during their shifts as well, and those times when they're not on their shifts.
These aren't our first actions, they won't be our last.
Stitt says all bars and restaurants must close their dining rooms at 11 p.m. each night. This takes effect on Thursday. He's also requiring tables in dining rooms to be spaced 6 feet apart, and masks are now required in all state buildings and government offices. Governor Stitt also said that restaurants can offer takeout or drive-through services after 11 p.m. He says his goal is to keep businesses open and to have all Oklahoma schools resume in-person class at the end of Christmas break.
And for weeks, Oklahoma hospitals have warned that ICUs were dangerously close to being full. Tonight, we know there is at least one hospital that is looking for more space because it has so many COVID patients.
For what is, again, a very full unit. You can see here, another patient on rotoprone. Pretty healthy before all of this. This is what we call the ICU thicket. Look how many pumps. This is one patient. This is one patient. It takes a NASA engineering degree to be able to run all of these lines on one single patient. And that just tells you, most people watching this have probably never had more than one IV in the meantime, much less 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
We do know the current number of people hospitalized across the state is the highest it has ever been during the pandemic.
And in the midst of the climbing numbers of COVID cases across the United States, President-elect Joe Biden says he's going to move forward with preparations to take over the country's response to the pandemic in January, although he is very frustrated that he's not getting cooperation from the White House at this time.
The refusal of Democrats and Republicans to cooperate with one another is not due to some mysterious force beyond our control. It's a conscious decision. It's a choice that we make. If we can decide not to cooperate, then we can decide to cooperate.
Biden is referencing the fact that President Trump has yet to concede the election, citing voter fraud and other issues. Until the Trump White House concedes, information and funding are limited.
And a new vaccine for COVID-19 has come up. Pharmaceutical company Moderna announced today that their COVID-19 vaccine is almost 95% effective. Moderna plans to seek a FDA authorization for the immunization after more safety data is gathered later this month. Of the 15,000 participants who received the vaccine, only 5 contracted COVID-19 and none became seriously ill. This comes after last week when Pfizer announced that early data shows its vaccine is more than 90% effective against the virus.
And several Middle Eastern countries could be seeing a decrease in the U.S. military's presence in the near future. Kaitlyn Deggs has that story and the rest of today's headlines from around the world. Kaitlyn.
Thank you, Kelsey. U.S. military commanders are anticipating that President Trump will order troops to further withdraw from Afghanistan. The Pentagon has issued a warning order to begin lowering the number of troops to 2,500 each in Iraq and Afghanistan. The Trump administration has been working to reduce the U.S. military's presence in the region in recent months and have already reduced troops in the country by more than 50%. Commanders expect that the order will come this week before Trump leaves office on January 20th. And lawsuits filed against the election results were dropped in 4 states today. The suits filed in Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania hope to change the outcome of the election before the Electoral College finalizes it in December. The Trump campaign, which backs the lawsuits, claims that hundreds of thousands of Republican ballots were not properly processed in these states. President Trump has yet to concede the election, saying that he would continue to try to overturn the results, which he believes to be fraudulent. And hate crimes in the U.S. rise to the highest level in more than a decade. According to an FBI report released today, hate crime murders rose nearly 50% from 2018 to 2019. The numbers for overall hate crime incidents also increased between these years, totaling to more than 7,000 crimes. The data also showed that there were a 7% increase in the number of religion-based hate crimes, especially crimes targeting Jews. According to the FBI report, a hate crime is a crime motivated by a person's race, gender, or sexual orientation. And Madison and Kelsey, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kaitlyn. The weather here in Oklahoma is pretty calm right now, but down in Central America, hurricane season is still in full swing.
Thomas Schmidt joins us with an update on Hurricane Iota. Thomas?
Well, you guys are right. Down here in the Central America region, right off the coast of Nicaragua and Honduras, there's a catastrophic, a very powerful Category 5 hurricane, Hurricane Iota. And it's expected to make landfall tonight. And this is actually a record-breaking storm as far as how strong it is this late in the season, as well as our 30th named storm this season alone. So that's pretty impressive right there. Let's put a track on it so it makes landfall tonight around the coastline of Nicaragua there around midnight, still being a Category 3 hurricane there, and it pushes its way across Central America into the Pacific. So we're clear here, live radar, nothing going on here. But so the sun's going to be sticking around. Temperature's going to be warming as we do see a warming trend. We're also tracking some rain this weekend just after your Bedlam game. I'll have the latest for you coming up in just a bit. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Thomas. And an OU sorority is spending their week raising funds for someone they hold near and dear to their hearts. Stay with us to learn more about the cause and how you can help.
And if you're in the market for a new whip, we got you covered. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. An OU sorority Kappa Kappa Gamma held a fundraiser today benefiting OU student Blake Burgess, who passed away in early October. Normally, the sorority partners with the Center for Children's and Families in Norman, but this year chose to raise money for Blake's family instead. A Bondi Bowl food truck was part of today's event where many OU students gathered to support Blake.
Yeah, so Blake was a friend to many of our members, and when we were choosing who we wanted to use our events to benefit, his family just was in the forefront of our mind.
Tickets are $10 and all proceeds will be going to the Burgess family for whatever expenses they may need help with. There will be events happening all week, so if you missed today, you can check out one later this week.
And earlier we heard from President-elect Joe Biden on the transition of the office of the presidency, but he also had a lot to say about the economy in today's briefing. Dylan Rivera joins us with more in Money Matters. Dylan.
Thanks, Kelsey. AAA is projecting far less travel this coming Thanksgiving as the virus continues to spread rapidly across the U.S. Less travelers means less traffic, as well as lower gas prices. AAA still expects busy streets Wednesday afternoon, but says it won't be nearly as bad as in years past. The travel provider is predicting a 10% decrease in total number of Americans traveling in comparison to 2019. Gas prices nationwide are already on average 50 cents lower than last year. Today, President-elect Joe Biden took the podium in Wilmington, Delaware to talk about the country's economy and the effects of a possible COVID shutdown. Some of the most notable statements made included proposing a $15 an hour minimum wage nationwide, no government contracts for companies that make their products outside of the U.S., and pleading with Congress to pass the COVID relief package. Biden also continued on a key point from his campaign, doubling down on his plan to tax the wealthy. And we hear it all the time in car commercials, awarded Motor Trend's Truck of the Year or Motor Trend's SUV of the Year. Well, now we know the Auto Magazine's pick for 2021 Car of the Year. The Mercedes E-Class gets Motor Trend's top honor. Reviewers were impressed by its, quote, mixture of classic luxury and modern high-tech performance. But be wary, it'll cost you a pretty penny. The base E350 sedan starts at around $55,000. And actors Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney are set to buy one of the world's oldest soccer clubs, Welsh soccer team Wrexham AFC. That's my 2 cents. Madison and Kelsey, back to you.
Thank you, Dylan. Well, cue Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne. Some great news for Norman skaters.
And Thomas, how long is the sun going to stick around?
Well, the sun's going to be sticking around for this week, but hold on, we got changes coming up. All the timing and the 7-day coming up right after this. All right, well, welcome back. Taking a look outside at our downtown, the heart of downtown right here at OKC Cam. See all the construction happening. First National Center, the tower back there is also having major construction projects on it as well. 68 degrees, full of sun, winds light from the southwest at 5 miles per hour. We are very dry though, with a dew point of just 23 degrees. Looking around the metro, Oklahoma City just lost its measurement there, but 69 and more, 70 in Newcastle, 69 to 70 practically throughout the region, and as well as across the state. And the sun's going to continue to stick around. The trend is going to continue to be a warming on as we have a 70 for tomorrow, 71, and a 73 for Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday there before we drop off slightly for your Saturday and we drop just slightly below where we should be this time of year for your Sunday, Monday, just behind that cold front we've been alluding to. So winds are going to be calm for today, for tomorrow. Wednesday is when they're going to start to pick up here, about 15 to 20 to 25 miles per hour from the south there. Western Oklahoma, of course, is still fairly dry, as they are seeing, some areas there in the extreme drought category and the moderate to severe droughts out there as well. So Wednesday is going to be a day to look out for your fire threats and fire dangers for you folks out in western Oklahoma. For tonight, we're just going to be about 40 degrees there. Wind's going to be fairly variable. Cooler for you folks up in the northwest. Maybe see some frost over there and up in the panhandle. Tomorrow's going to be like today. We're going to be winds from the south about 5 to 10 miles per hour. 70 here in Norman, 68 up in Woodward there. So plenty of sun throughout the week. We're going to be warming up though. And again, reminder, it's going to be very windy on Wednesday. So if you have any outdoor plans, just keep that in mind. Secure things down. Might not be very pleasant though if you are going to be outdoors a lot. It's going to be sunny there as well. Sun's going to continue for Thursday, Friday. We do see that chance for showers and storms to come through here for Saturday. And for you folks that do have those Bedlam game tickets, you should be okay. Should be all right with the Bedlam game tickets. It should move in overnight Saturday into Sunday as we cool down to the 50s for Sunday and Monday. Guys, Kelsey, Madison, back to you.
Thanks, Thomas. Andrews Park unveiled its newest addition over the weekend. The Blake Baldwin Skate Park is finally open after 5 months of construction. The park features plenty of new features like a half pipe and a skate ball. It comes as a result of a 2015 Norman vote that passed overwhelmingly. The park is a welcome addition after the previous park was moved due to construction.
We always wanted to build a bigger, better skate park. We knew the other one had to move that we had there in Andrews because they rebuilt some roads. So it was a perfect fit that we decided to ask for as part of the bond package in 2015 and got a 70-something% approval.
The Blake Baldwin Skate Park is now open to the public with lights on until 11 p.m.
Well, on the topic of Norman sports, we love hearing about former Sooners succeeding in the NFL. Madison Daddario joins us with all things sports.
One of OU's Heisman winners, Kyler Murray, made the play of the year in the NFL. And one Sooners star from the Red River Showdown talks about his role this weekend for Bedlam. Don't go anywhere, sports is next. Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Madison Daddario, and it's time for sports. Earlier today, the Oklahoma City Thunder made a deal with the Phoenix Suns to trade star point guard Chris Paul. After only one season with the Thunder, Paul will now be heading to Arizona. Paul led the Thunder in steals, assists, and overall points this past season. Upon his arrival in Phoenix, Paul will actually be reuniting with Suns head coach Monty Williams, who coached the point guard for 1 year back in the 2010-2011 season in New Orleans. Along with Chris Paul, small forward Abdul Nader will also be making the trip from OKC to Phoenix. As for the Thunder, Kelly Oubre Jr., Ricky Rubio, Jalen LeCue, and Ty Jerome will all be heading to OKC for the next season. The Suns traded a 2022 first-round pick to the Thunder as well. And College Game Day is heading to Norman for Bedlam this weekend. The Bedlam football game is a historically one-sided game for OU football, but this year that is not the case. The Sooners are currently biting at the heels of the Cowboys in the Big 12 rankings rather than sitting comfortably ahead of them. Though OSU is in front of OU as of right now, the Sooners are well aware of the importance behind this rivalry and the implications that this game holds.
I've been around it for a long time. It's definitely a great rivalry, and I think I'll just continue to do whatever's asked of me and fulfill whatever role I have the opportunity of playing in the game. And this year I'm having a little bit of a bigger role, and so I'll be ready to fulfill that to the best of my ability and prepare well, so I'll be ready for the opportunity.
And OU women's basketball completes their 2021 recruiting class today. Kelby Washington, Kaylee Perkins, Emma Svoboda, and Breon White will round out the Sooners team for next season. 6-foot forward Breon White was the final signee to put pen to paper yesterday afternoon. And for the first time in nearly 20 years, the world's #1 ranked golfer is also the Masters champion. World #1 Dustin Johnson dusted the field at the first ever November Masters tournament. Johnson shot a record 20 under par, 268 over 4 days. Former Sooner Abraham Ancer played alongside Johnson in the final group on Sunday, but struggled and shot a 76 to finish in a tie for 13th. And a former Sooner Heisman winner, Kyler Murray, had arguably the best play of the year for the NFL last night. With only 6 seconds left in the game and trailing the Bills by 4, Murray launches the ball from midfield into triple coverage where DeAndre Hopkins separates himself from the defenders, catching the game-winning Hail Mary. And if the touchdown wasn't exciting enough for you, here's how Cardinals fans listen to it on the radio.
Murray back to throw, flushed out, rolling left in trouble, slips a tackle, got to launch it. He does. Left side, into the end zone, jump ball, and it is. Is it caught? Is it caught? Oh my goodness, it's caught. DeAndre Hopkins caught it. He caught it for a touchdown with 1 second left. I can't believe it.
You can't cover Nuke. You're not going to be able to cover him. Throw the ball up. That's what Kyler Murray did.
I mean, I don't care who you root for in the NFL. I don't know how you don't get excited over a touchdown like that. Back to you guys.
That is ridiculous. I think, okay, the catch was great, but I think the radio playback was way better.
No, I
awesome.
totally agree with you. I'm not a Cardinals fan. I am a Kyler Murray fan,
Same.
but that audio that got me really excited.
I know, me too. Well, thank you, Madisyn. And 2020 is definitely a year that we will not forget.
Stay with us to see how a company is selling a new product that will keep the flame of 2020 burning for years to come.
I'm Devin Field at the OU Nightly Update Desk. The Senate and House will observe Governor Stitt's executive order on the mask policy for state buildings and employees. Although executive orders do not apply to legislative branch, the House and Senate buildings will comply to the same mask policy consistent with Governor Stitt's. That's it for now. Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Devin. And move over, Bath & Body Works. This new candle is about to break the internet. The 2020 candle was created by a novelty company and has 4 distinct layers, each a nod to a different aspect of 2020.
The layers are hand sanitizer, banana bread, woody musk, and Tiger King, and they clearly don't complement each other very well, but hey, chaos has just kind of been the vibe for 2020. The candle can be found online for, you guessed it, $20.
And speaking of candles, I already have my holiday candles burning in my room, so hopefully the weather will get a little cooler so I can fully get into the holiday spirit. Thomas, how's it looking out there?
You may have to wait till the end of this week before it gets a little cooler, but go out and get yourself that candle. It looks actually pretty nice. I might go check it out myself as well. So we're still going to be fairly warm here, 70 degrees for tomorrow, cooling down to 44. Same story remains for Wednesday. A little warmer as we go throughout the evening there, but Thursday and Friday. And all these days, folks, the sun is going to be around for all these days here as well. So if you're going to be outside, get outside and enjoy it for sure. And for Wednesday, watch out for the wind there. If you do have outdoor plans, do be sure to account for that. In western Oklahoma, that will be a day to watch for fires out in the western part of our state there as well. Jumping into this weekend, we are seeing a cold front to knock our temperatures back a little bit so you can get your candles ready. And for Saturday, it's going to be coming in Saturday night, overnight into Sunday. So if you do have your Bedlam tickets, you should be safe with that. Don't expect it to be rained out or rainy weather for that. But we'll keep tracking that for you if you do happen to be going out to that game there. But that will be knocking our temperatures down to the 59 on Sunday, 53 on Monday. Well, Kelsey, Madisyn, for the last time, back to you.
Thanks, Thomas. And thank you for tuning in to OU Nightly on the campus of the University of Oklahoma. This is our last newscast of the semester and our final time anchoring as we are both seniors.
Tune in weekdays next semester live at 4:30 for the last time. Good night.